Subscribe to Teckoh on YouTube or you will forever be a bot at Fortnite.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you all a few easy yet extremely effective retakes in Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 5. I won't be going through any of the over-the-top fancy kind of stuff, but instead I'll be going over retakes that are fairly simple to do and easy to understand, but also provide proper cover and help you get height fast. But before we get into it, guys, I want to take a minute to give a shout out to our sponsor, Advanced Club. If you don't know Advanced Club already, it's basically a platform that offers top-tier video guides to help you improve at Fortnite from pros like Booga, Mr. Savage, Bizzle, and others. As well as that, to celebrate the launch of their brand new mobile app, Advanced Club is also hosting a huge giveaway for $500 in Amazon gift cards right now. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to link that at the top of the description. I'd really recommend entering, boys, as it's pretty much a free chance to make some money. And be sure to check out the rest of their awesome content over on their website, advancedclub.com, while you're at it. But with that said, guys, once again, the link is going to be down in the description if you want to check it out. And with that said, let's hop into the video. Alright, boys, so as I said, we're here in creative and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the first retake. Alright, guys, so for this retake, it's going to be a fairly simple one. The concept is really simple. It's not too difficult mechanically. Obviously, for some of you guys, if you're newer, it's going to be a bit difficult, but that's kind of just the way it is with some of these retakes. For some of you, it might just take a bit of extra practice to get the mechanical moves down, but with that said, though, what this retake is going to look like is something like this. So you're just going to be ramping up. You can do a scissor ramp or just a basic ramp, whatever you want to do, and you're just going to toss up a thwifo cone. If you don't know what the thwifo cone is, it basically just looks like this: walls around and cone above. And then off of that thwifo cone, what you're going to do is you're just going to place a ramp up here, a floor, a ramp, and just edit straight through. And then from here, you can do pretty much anything you want. If you want to do some 90s, a 180, or whatever you want to do. So in full speed, this retake is going to look something like this. Boom, 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 and then you can just go ahead and build up however you want to do that. I will say that this is one of the easier retakes, kind of mechanically. Like, it's not too difficult to pull off. If you're newer or if you just don't know these moves yet, it might take you a little longer, but really this is going to be one of the easiest retakes that I recommend doing consistently. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for our first retake, and let's move into the second. Anyway, guys, moving into our second retake, this is going to be a really unique one that kind of blocks off your opponent. Let's just say you're in sort of like a build fight like this, right? And you're up against your opponent and you're trying to basically stop them from getting height and try to either get an angle on them or just get above. For example, if we're in a situation like this where we're kind of just building up to one another, this retake is going to come in super handy. But basically what it's going to look like is, of course, you're building up, whether you're coming off of some 90s or a 180 or something like that. And then to start off this retake, we're just going to be doing a 180. From there, you're going to kind of get this wall up here, so this extra wall up top. You're simply going to edit through this wall and place a cone through, and then from here you have a lot of options. So the goal of this cone is to basically block off your opponent. So let's just say I'm your opponent, right, and I'm building up. If I get caught in here and you place this cone up right above me, then I'm going to be in an awkward spot. And if I'm really good mechanically, I may be able to box up and kind of get up there, but that's only if your opponent is really good, and even then they're still probably not going to get height. But with that said, though, from your perspective, the thing that I'll typically do when I do this retake is I'm just going to jump out to the side like this, nice and simple, 2 walls, ramp, and then from here I have a really handy little angle. So if my opponent does get caught there, I can kind of just do this. What I'll do is I'll do the retake just like normal. I'll jump out to the side and I'll kind of get that angle right there. Another thing you guys can do if your opponent does get caught in this box with their kind of ramp here, what you can also do is just box them in completely like that and then jump out to the side and try to get an angle like that way. Once again, that's a lot more advanced and that's a pretty difficult variation to master, but depending on your skill level, it could be possible. But for the most part, guys, what I'll typically recommend doing is just going out to the side and seeing if you can get an angle there. But if you can't get an angle in that situation, then all you really got to do is just start building up. But yeah, guys, overall, that's a super versatile retake. It blocks off your opponent and it works really well, so I would strongly recommend giving it a shot. Anyway, guys, moving into the third retake in this video, I've got another one that is pretty unique and is a really good combo that you can use to start gaining height. What you're going to want to do for this retake is slightly more advanced than the other ones, to be honest, at least in my opinion. It's kind of like you should be able to get it down consistently if you practice it, but it's going to take a little bit. Obviously, for most of these, you're probably going to have to go into creative and crank them out for a little bit to get good at them, but that's kind of just the way it goes with retakes. Anyway, though, what this retake is going to look like is the first thing you're going to do is wrap around yourself with walls just like this, so kind of in this circular motion, and then you're going to place a ramp above you and a cone right above that ramp. So in a fast motion, that little part is going to look just like this. As you can see, it's a really quick move to do. It's not as difficult as it looks. I know it kind of looks a bit complicated. It's really not that bad. Anyway, though, after you do that little quick move, the next thing you're going to do is build a cone out to the side. And from there, you're simply going to go back here, sort of like with a wall, and you're just going to wrap around and jump up here. So as you can see, this is really well covered the whole way through, and then from here you can basically do a ton of things. You can kind of go out like this and do the same thing, maybe like 180 or something like that. Or if you're fairly advanced, another option you can do is simply start side jumping out to the side and go up like that. That's pretty much the fastest way you can do it, but it's kind of difficult, obviously. And once again, most of these retakes are going to have like kind of variations or little tricks you can do to make it a little bit more efficient that are obviously pretty advanced. But for the majority of players, what I'd recommend doing is kind of just going like this and just building out to the side and 90ing up, 180ing, or whatever you want to do. So in full speed, that whole retake might look something like this. But yeah, guys, it'll look something just like what I just did. Now, I did do it to the other side in the example, just kind of to show you guys you can do this retake to both sides, basically exactly the same. I just messed it up. But you can also do it to the other side, same exact like combination, same exact thing, it's just mirrored. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this third retake. Anyway, guys, moving into our fourth and final retake of this video, this is probably going to be the most difficult one of the four, but it is also one of the most effective. So what you're going to want to do for this retake is fairly simple, actually. It's a really easy concept, but getting the actual moves down is the hard part. Literally, all you're going to be doing for this retake is you're building up, maybe you do some 90s or something like that, and you place a cone above you. So you have your ramp, you have the cone above you. From there, you're going to continue facing this way, and you're going to place a wall on both of these sides right here. You don't want to actually edit through this. I'm just doing that to show you guys. And from there, you're going to do this side jump. So you're going to jump out to this side and land on top of the ramp while catching yourself with the ramp, of course. I kind of just lagged right there. Basically, it's going to look something like this. As you can see, I got the floor below me, ramp, and cone just above me. And then from there, you're going to be basically doing the exact same thing, but instead of facing the same way you were facing originally, you're actually going to be facing the outside. So for the second one, it's going to look just like this. Boom. And then from there, you can basically do some 90s, 180, or whatever you want to do. So in full speed, it's going to look just like this. And then you can do whatever you want at the end. So as you can see, the retake itself is fairly simple to understand. It's basically two side jumps really, with one facing forward and one facing right, and then just whatever you want to do after it. But the hard part is going to be getting the movement down if you don't have it down already, to kind of get these side jumps and land on top of the ramp just like this. And it might take some good crosshair placement as well to kind of get down the actual like walls above. That can also be like an issue for a lot of players. But overall, guys, if you practice this, it really just comes down to movement. It doesn't really come down to that much of like mechanical skill. Like, you don't have to be some cracked out 12-year-old on Adderall to actually be able to do this retake. It really just takes precision. It takes you being like kind of, I guess, like intelligent with your movement more so than just like crazy fast mechanical like psychopath. Yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for our fourth retake. But with all that said, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If this video did help you out, then don't forget to drop a like on it and consider subscribing as well if you want to see more content just like this. As well as that, guys, our support a creator challenge is still going on. If you don't know yet, I'm basically doing a challenge where once we hit 250 supporters that are using code Teckoh, then I'll be uploading every single day for a week straight. So if you want to see that, or if you just want to help your boy out, then be sure to toss that code into your item shop. Once again, the code is just TECKOH, spelled the exact same as my YouTube name. Anyway though, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.